Welcome into the Immigrant Podcast. I'm your boy Nikolai Hill. Program is brought to you by Nothing But Net International and Immigrant Apparel. Appreciate you taking the time out to be with us here today. Usual first statement. I'm going to get through this real quick. So the league suspension just came down for Luis Suarez, and personally, I'm a little disappointed. This guy continues to get away with absolute murder. And I mean, a little bit of hyperbole there with the M word, but he's a repeat offender that's constantly misbehaving and has just been given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Now, look, man, like everybody that knows me know inherently how I am when it comes to the countries I support and the reasons why I support those countries. Luis Suarez is from somewhere, Uruguay, in places like Argentina that are constantly in the news for how they treat and how they, of course, diminish the contributions of people of African descent. I won't elaborate much more on that, but I will say that there. And even though the representation on, like, say, the national team or for sports programs or even in the government might be a little bit better in Uruguay when it comes to representation from people of African descent, it's not that great. A lot of people that live in this country of America think that, this is the only place that racism is prevalent or racism is out there, where people can see it. But that's not true. There are countries that are worse than this. And I won't say that Uruguay is worse or Argentina is worse, but there are countries out there that are worse than this. And I think this is something to do with the arrogance of Luis Suarez, who continues to misbehave and literally just gets a slap on the wrist. I can't think of any time in history where an African player or an African descent player that has behaved in this way egregiously, repeatedly, time after time, has been given so much favor by FIFA or the governing bodies of whichever league he's been playing in. We've seen this happen in the EPL. He's like a cannibal. He's biting people. Fabio Cannavaro, a couple of the Italian names that I can't remember that played for Chelsea at the time, and then he had the incident there's no other way you can deem it unless you're someone of Caucasian descent that's a little bit in denial. But the one with Patrice Evra was definitely racially motivated, and there was more than a hint of racism in the behavior, the return behavior from Luis Suarez in that incident. And you would think that near 40-year-old man who's a professional player and who's a symbol, idol for his country, and kids, and adults alike, are paying attention to him and looking at how he behaves on and off the field, would continue to behave in this way. Now, the MLS and the supporters of Luis Suarez, his clubs, the Barcelona, the Catalan supporters, and the COP, of course, Liverpool supporters. I know a few of them. They're going to be, it wasn't that bad. And that's human nature, to support the guy that's giving you a lot of great times for your club. And he has done that for Barcelona and before that, Liverpool, and before that, other clubs. I think he played for Ajax. You'd have to remind me of that, or one of the other clubs in Holland. But now he's doing it for Lionel Messi and the Inter Miami Football Club. You would think that also the leadership of Lionel Messi and David Beckham would steer Suarez away from this kind of behavior. But to this point, it hasn't. Anyway, so let's talk about what the punishment is. 6-game ban from the League Cup. There's people don't understand what that means. Luis Suarez is 37, 38 years old now. This is in his final season and his contract for the MLS team, Inter Miami FC. And they don't have any League Cup games left, maybe one, if any. So he would have to be here next season for that punishment to even have any long-term effect or be punishment that he would even see as punishment. The MLS has 9 games left in the season. I think the Inter Miami has 9 or 10 games left in the season. So the 3-game suspension that came down today tells me one thing. It tells me that they want Luis Suarez to be a part of this league going forward. It tells me that Lionel Messi and David Beckham and the upper heads of the Inter Miami FC club had a lot of input in the punishment that was given to Suarez today. I won't be the only one that is in upheaval about the punishment that was handed today. Do I think it was a little soft, a little slap on the wrist? Yeah, I do. And only time will tell if will have any effect on the player and the human being, Luis Suarez at all. It's been your quick episode of your Immigrant Podcast. I'm your boy Nikolai Hill. Until next time, take it easy.